Hi, I am Nash, and today our team dives into one of the most misunderstood moments. Together, we will look beneath the surface to find what grace has been trying to show us all along, that even in our confusion, God as truth still whispers through the noise. This is the God as Grace podcast, where faith is real, stories speak, and grace still changes lives. Welcome back to God's Grace Podcast, everyone. You know, some people spend their whole lives wondering if love like that even exists. The kind that doesn't vanish when you're quiet, the kind that stays when you're messy, the kind that simply says, "You're safe here." It's a profound thought, isn't it?
Absolutely, Nash. And honestly, for so many of us, myself included at different points, we grew up without really knowing what that truly feels like. We often mistake things for love, right? Like control for care, or maybe intense attention for genuine affection, or even just silence for actual peace. It's a subtle but deeply impactful difference.
Yeah, it's almost like our internal compass for love gets a bit skewed. We learn these coping mechanisms, these ways of navigating relationships based on what we've seen or experienced, which often isn't the real deal. And then, one day, real love arrives, and it's like our hearts don't quite know what to do with it. It's overwhelming.
That's so true, James. When true love finally finds us, we don't always run toward it at first. We tremble, because for maybe the first time in our lives, we're actually seen without having to earn it. There's no performance, no qualification, no hoops to jump through. It's just presence.
Tremble. That's such a powerful word, Elena. It speaks to a deep, visceral reaction. It's not fear exactly, but a vulnerability that can be startling when you're not used to it. It's like your entire being is just exhaling.
Exactly. It's overwhelming because finally the body and soul can rest. All that tension, all that guardedness, the constant striving, it just melts away. And then the mind, which is always racing, always calculating, finally quiets down. It's a revolutionary kind of peace.
That's what grace does, isn't it? It doesn't just enter the room. It fundamentally changes the air you breathe. It purifies it. It lightens it. It allows you to actually take a full breath, maybe for the first time.
It truly does. And when we talk about grace, we're not just talking about an abstract concept. We're talking about God's extravagant, unconditional love. It's the ultimate example of being seen, known, and loved without condition. It's the love that says, "I choose you just as you are."
It makes me think about those moments in life where you witness that kind of love, not even directed at you, but just seeing it happen. Like a child who never knew what love looked like until she saw it given to someone else, her sister, her friend, her neighbor. And in that moment, her eyes fill with tears, not of jealousy, but gratitude.
Oh, wow, Nash. That's a beautiful image. Because in that instance, she realizes love isn't a limited portion. It's not something you have to compete for, or that gets smaller when it's shared. It's a gift that multiplies when it's given away. It expands.
And that's such a critical distinction, right? Because so often we operate from this scarcity mindset. We think, if someone else gets love, there's less for me. But grace flips that entirely. It shows us the abundance, the infinite nature of divine love. It's boundless.
It really is. And it also highlights how some people, bless their hearts, take constant love for granted because they've always had it. And that's a beautiful thing, but they might not always grasp its depth. But those who've felt starved for it, who've yearned for it, they treasure even a single strand, holding onto it like a vital light in the darkest dark.
I can relate to that so much. That feeling of finally receiving something you desperately needed, and it's almost overwhelming in its simplicity. It's not grand gestures, it's the consistent, quiet presence. The kind that doesn't need fanfare to prove its existence.
Yeah, and you learn to distinguish between the superficial and the truly nourishing. You know, you can have all the attention in the world, but if it's conditional, if it's performative, it doesn't feed your soul. But one genuine, grace-filled moment can sustain you for ages.
That's the radical nature of grace, isn't it? It doesn't just fill a void. It redefines what full even means. It teaches us that we don't need to be perfect to be loved. We just need to be open to receiving it, messy bits and all.
And that openness, James, is often the hardest part. because when you've been hurt, or when you've had to fight for every bit of affection, letting your guard down feels incredibly risky. But grace invites us into that risk, promising safety even in vulnerability.
It's a process too, isn't it? It's not like you just suddenly understand it and everything changes overnight. It's a gradual unfolding, a re-education of the heart. You learn to trust it, little by little, as grace keeps showing up.
Definitely. It challenges all those old narratives we've built up about ourselves, the ones that say we're not enough, or we have to earn our worth. Grace just bypasses all that. It says you are worthy because you exist. And that's a lot to unlearn, or rather, to relearn.
It's like peeling back layers, right? Years of conditioning, years of believing certain things about love and our place in it. And grace just gently, persistently peels them away, revealing the raw, true self underneath that has always been worthy of love.
And that's why, I think, Jesus kept showing love in such small, quiet ways. Washing feet, sharing meals, listening before speaking. These weren't grand, attention-grabbing miracles, at least not in the conventional sense. They were intimate acts of profound connection.
That's such a beautiful observation, Elena. Divine love doesn't need to impress, it just needs to be present. It doesn't need fireworks to validate itself. Its power is in its stillness, its consistency.
It's revolutionary in its simplicity, really. In a world that constantly screams for bigger, better, louder, grace whispers. And that whisper is more potent than any shout, because it goes straight to the core of who we are.
It's the kind of love that doesn't demand anything back, which is so countercultural. It just offers itself, freely, fully. And that's what truly allows us to accept it without feeling indebted or obligated.
Exactly. And when that kind of divine love, that pure grace finally arrives, and we truly let it in, something profound happens. The soul rests completely. The body softens, releasing all the stored tension and fear. And the heart, that deepest part of us, finally whispers, finally, home. It's the ultimate belonging.
Home. That's the feeling, isn't it? That sense of complete arrival, of utter peace. Thank you all for this incredibly insightful conversation today. It really highlights the transformative power of understanding and accepting grace.
My pleasure, Nash. It's a topic that resonates so deeply, because everyone at some point yearns for that kind of unconditional love.
Yeah, and I think recognizing that it's always available, always present, even when we don't feel it, is the real game changer. Grace is constant.
And remembering that we are not defined by our past experiences of conditional love, but by the endless, boundless grace that calls us beloved. That's the greatest gift.
Such powerful words to end on. To all our listeners, thank you for joining us today on God's Grace Podcast. May you find and embrace the love you've always needed and know that you are truly safe and home. We'll be back next time with more insights into the incredible journey of faith and grace. Take care, everyone.